Today I want to start my new series about JMeter, and in this first episode I want to explain on how to set up and run performance testing with JMeter. Performance testing is needed. Let's say if you launch new website or you upgrade your backend system for your website, you might want to test on how your new website performing. So you might need to simulate like how many user will accessing the website, and you need to test and see how is the CPU utilization from that performance testing, how much memory it consume, and from there you need to come out with the estimation your server in production require, like how many cores, how many gigabyte of memory, and so on. It basically to estimate your spec of your server in production. Okay, JMeter is one of the most famous and most used tools for performance testing, and I want to explain on how to set it up. It's pretty much simple. JMeter is open source application, and you can download the first step here. By the way, as usual, I will put all these steps in the description. You can find it later in the description. First, you can open this link, which you will find in the description, and you can download the binaries from here and unzip it. So I already opened here. You can open this link. You can find the binaries here. You can download the zip file, and after you download, you can unzip. So this is the zip file. You can unzip. Okay, the second step, if your computer is running with Windows operating system, you can run the jmeter.bat. For Linux, you can run jmeter.sh. So I'm using Windows here, so I will open this under the bin folder. You can open the jmeter.bat. This one will open JMeter GUI. Okay, now we open the GUI already. This is our second step. The third step, test plan will be created by default. Rename it accordingly. So after you open the GUI, you see the test plan here, so you can rename it. Let's say you want to test, for this sample, I will test example.com website. So I just rename it, and after you rename, it will be changed here. The name will be changed here. Yeah, now you can see that the test plan name already changed to example website. So this is our third step. The fourth step, under test plan, which is we already renamed to example website, add the thread. Thread is basically a user. So you can add the thread and then select the thread group. Thread group is the collection of the thread and collection of the user. And we set the thread properties here according to our testing. Let's add first. So under here, we can add threads and then thread group. And we see there is a thread properties here. It actually simulates like how many user you want to use for your testing. It's also based on your website visitor. And set the ramp up period. So one thread is equivalent to one user. This is the first one. So for this sample, let's say I want to test 10 users. And the ramp up period, you can see the note here. Ramp up period in thread properties is the total time. So if we specify 10 users and ramp up period 10 seconds, means there will be 1 second gap between each user. So I will put, let's say, ramp up period 10 seconds, and JMeter will calculate it automatically for you. It will distribute evenly. So because we have 10 user here, and ramp up period 10 seconds between each user will be 1 second gap. if we put 100 users, meaning, if we put, let's say, the ramp up period 100 seconds, meaning between each user there will be 10-second gap. Okay, for this example I will use 10 and I will put loop count as 2. Okay, this is our 4th step. The 5th step, under thread group, add the sampler and choose the request you want to test. So the sampler is basically simulating the requests of your testing. It can be HTTP, SMTP, JDBC, or some other thing you can find in the sampler. So I will use for the sample is HTTP sampler. So under the thread group you can add sampler here, and I will try HTTP. You can find other sampler also here. You can see the note, set the sampler name, port number, and path in the sampler properties. Okay, this basically the URL and all the details like protocol, port number, the method of your HTTP if you are testing HTTP sampler, can be get, post, put, and so on. And this is the path. Okay, for my sample here I will use example.com. It's pretty much simple. We can remove this, and the path behind also you can remove, unless if you want to test example.com/product.html, let's say, yeah, you can put the path here. For me, I just test the landing page of example.com, so I just put like this. Okay, this is our 5th step. The 6th step is under the sampler, add the listener. The listener is basically how you want to display your test result. So you can add listener, and for this sample I'll just use view result in table. You can also select some other listener like summary report, or I'll just add also, and the graph result, and there are some other things. I just use 3 for this sample. And the last step, click run. Click this run. Okay, before we run, it recommend to save our test plan first. So we save first. Let's say HTTP request, I will name it example. Okay, now it is running, and we can see the result here. Now it's still running. Just now I use 10 user, ramp up 10 seconds, and 2 loop. You can find in the test group. If you want to recall it back, the loop count is 2. So meaning there will be 20 call to the server, 10 times by 2 within 10 seconds. If you see the result here, we already trigger 20 requests to example.com, and you can see this one thread group 1111, meaning because we have 10 user, so each user trigger 2 times. And if you see the second here, right, is now the timing is 12:58 at my time, so the trigger was done on 12:57, and you can see you can notice the second here, because the ramp up is 10 seconds. From the first sample until the end of the last sample, the gap is 10 seconds. This is 40, this is 49. So 10 seconds is include also the loop, yeah. So all these 20 requests is triggered within 10 seconds because we set the ramp up 10 seconds, and you can see that between each of the user there is gap around 1 second here, 42, 43, 44, and so on. We can see also the summary. You can find like how many sample, the average. I think this one is the average in millisecond, minimum, maximum. Yeah, there is no error, all pass. You can see this all green, the status. And the graph result, because our test is very short, 10 seconds, we can't really see the graph. But if you run in the long period of testing, you will see the graph nicely here. That's all, my first episode about how to set up and run performance testing with JMeter. Hello everyone, in this episode I want to explain on how to do recording in JMeter. In the first episode I've explained on how to set up JMeter, and we create our test case manually actually in the first episode. Now I want to explain on how to do recording so we can automate our test case creation with JMeter. First, open your JMeter GUI, and I have listed the step here so you can follow later. You can find it from the description. Open your JMeter GUI. In the first episode I have explained to open the GUI you need to run the script jmeter.bat for Windows and jmeter.sh for Linux. Okay, now I have opened my JMeter. Second step, under the test plan, add non-test element and choose HTTP test script recorder. So this test plan is created for us automatically by default. You can rename it also if you want. I'll rename it as recording test. Okay, and under the test plan we can add non-test element and HTTP test script recorder. Okay, you can find the port here is 8888. This is our second step. We already added the non-test element and the test script recorder. Basically this is the element to do the recording. The third step, we need to set up manual proxy in our browser. So I will use Firefox. It is under network setting, and we need to choose manual proxy configuration. We need to use and set up the same port like in JMeter. The default in JMeter is 8888, but you can choose any port you want. So you can open your Firefox and then go to the setting, and then find the network setting is in the bottom. Setting here. Okay, the default is not proxy for your browser, but for this recording we need to choose manual proxy configuration. This one, leave it as localhost and tick this. I use also the default 8888, but if you change the port, use other port, you need to also change in JMeter this port. Okay, this step is done. You can click OK after you change to manual proxy configuration. The fourth step, under the test plan, we need to add the thread group. So under the test plan here in this level, add the thread group. Okay. Under the thread group, on the fifth step, add the logic controller and choose recording controller. So basically this recording controller is like a placeholder for you where you want to save your recording. So here, add logic controller and then choose recording controller. You can name it like based on the page that you want to test. For example, I will test again the example.com website, and I will just test the landing page. If let's say you have some test cases and you want to test the product page, you can add another logic controller and add back the recording controller based on your test case. I'll just create one here, or maybe I'll just show you. You can add other recording controller based on your test case. Let's say you want to test another page, it's like product page, for example. Yeah, you can add here. Okay, so this is our fifth step. And the sixth step, we need to navigate back to the test script recorder and select the target controller where we want to save our recording. Go back here and you will find the target controller here in the under test plan creation tab. You can choose where you want to save. So previously I have created landing page and product page. Let's say I want to save under landing page. Okay, then we can start our recording. Okay, this one just click OK. Okay, this is actually, this pop-up is to put the prefix, yeah, for your recording. Let's say you want to put the prefix as landing. I'll just put like this and open your Firefox, because we already set the manual proxy here. Then you can open your website which you want to record. For me, I will test for the example.com website. Okay, after you open, then you will find all is recorded under here, because we choose the target controller as landing page. So you will find all the item that you have that is triggered from the website. It will be tracked and recorded and saved under here. Yeah, so if you are already done, you can stop and you can use this recording for your testing. Hello everyone, in this third episode about JMeter, I want to explain on how to work with CSV in JMeter. But before we try this in JMeter, let me explain to you the concept, why we need CSV. Let's say we have two test cases. The first one is we have one user, one credential, but it login 100 times. And the second test case, we have 100 users, 100 credentials, but login only one time. Both test cases creating the same, creating 100 requests. But is it exactly the same? The answer is no, right? Because for the case one user login 100 times, maybe the second request, the third request, and so on, it will be served from the cache. So the second test case for 100 user login one time is more realistic. It's closer to the real life scenario. So that's why we need CSV, because we need to contain this credential into the feed file, into the CSV, and we use this CSV for our performance testing. Okay, in the previous video, in the previous episode, I have explained on how to do recording in JMeter. So today, I want to use the recording to create our test case. The application that I want to test is AM application. So I have set up AM before this. This is my AM. And to access AM, it requires username and password. And we will put the username and password later in the CSV file, some credential there. But before that, let's record the test case first to record the post method to do the login. Okay, open our JMeter. As I have explained in the previous video, previous episode, to do the recording, we need to add the non-test element. So add the test script recorder. By default, it has port 8888. And we need to make sure the manual proxy in our browser is also using that port. So you can go to the setting, go to the network setting, make sure we have set this manual proxy configuration and the port is the same like in JMeter. Okay, I have set this up. After that, we need to add the thread group to our test plan. And under that group, we need to add the logic controller and select recording controller. Okay, I will put the name here as login because we will test the login. From the test script recorder, we need to target to the login. So later when we record, all the resources will be saved here. All the requests will be saved here under the login. Okay, let's start our recording. So I will open my AEM. This is the server IP and the port of my AEM. Let's open first. Okay, now the page is open. Now I will do the login. I will put the prefix here, login. So this is our second step. After open, then we login, put our username and password. Okay, we already login. Let's stop. When we do login, we actually posting the username and password is using the post method. So if you see this first set, the one that without login in front, so without login in front is actually the first call when we open the page. Another set is that we set the prefix login is after we login, when we posting the username and password, posting our credential to the server. So we can remove this. Actually this is not necessary because this one is only opening the page. And let's find our post method when we post our credential. Okay, this is the one. So actually only this is needed. The rest is all the get method. You can see, so we can remove all those. Okay, this is the one that we want to test, is post method, and you can see also the username and password here. Okay, before we use the username and password from the CSV, I just want to show you. Let's try this and let's test this one more time. Let's say if I put the number of thread is 3, and let's add the listener here. I will view result in the 3, view result 3, and let's run this. Okay, now 3 requests trigger. If we see the request here, the username and password is admin. The second request is also the same, admin. The third is also the same, using username and password admin. Because we use this user and username and password is from the parameter here, and we want to try using 3 different credential but only hitting one time. Okay, so this is the first step. We already removed the unnecessary requests. One thing to note also, we can tick retrieve all embedded resources if we want to trigger all the embedded resources. Let's say this page, if this page is having embedded resources, you can, and if you want to trigger it, you can go to the advanced tab and tick this one, retrieve all embedded resources. For me, for my testing here, I just want to trigger this, so it's fine. I don't have to tick that. You can tick that if you want to. Okay, next step is under the thread group, add config element and choose CSV dataset config. So under thread group, add the config element CSV dataset config. I will move it on the top here, and let's create our file. So we need to create the file, CSV file, and we need to put the variable name. This is the same variable that we will set in the HTTP request. Delimiter we can put comma, recycle on EOF, and of file we can put false. The rest we can use default value. Okay, let's create our CSV file first. Let's create new file. You can create in the notepad, and I will put all my user credential here. If we go to JMeter back, we can see there are 4 parameters here. The char set, this is the value should be the same, username and password, and then validate is true. Okay, the char set I will just copy. So my first credential is admin and admin, username admin, password is admin, and the validate put true. Okay, before this I also have created another two user, another two credential. Just copy this. My first credential is Ivan, and the password is Ivan123. Another set of credential is Henny, is my wife name. Okay, the password is Henny123. After we create this CSV file that we will feed into JMeter, we can save first. We can save as a CSV file. Put the name userdata.csv. Okay, so we have created the file. Let's put the variable name. So go to the CSV dataset config. Let's browse the file here. I put my file under here. Okay, this is my file. The variable name, file encoding, don't have to put. Variable name, we can follow this. The first, I will put the variable name as charset, username, password, and validate. So charset, username, password, and validate. Okay, delimiter can put comma. Recycle on end of file, we can just put false. Okay, this is fine. So we have done our second step. The third step, we need to set the variable in HTTP request parameter from the recording. So earlier we put straight the value, but since we are using the CSV, the dataset config, we need to change this with the parameter name. Okay, the variable format is using dollar and put under the bracket. So we put dollar and under the bracket. The first variable name is charset. Okay, just copy this. Then put the second variable name is username. The third one is password. And this one is validate. The same like what we put here in the variable name. Okay, this is our third step already done. And the fourth step, let's just add the listener. We already add actually before when I show you using, this is the case where we are triggering one user login 3 times, but with this CSV we are testing 3 login, 3 user login 1 time. Okay, like what I have explained earlier in the beginning. Let's clear this. Okay, and let's save first. Save the test plan. I will save as login. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, now we have 3 requests. The first one is the admin. The second one is Ivan, username Ivan is my name. The third one is my wife name, Henny. So using this CSV, we simulate multiple user, multiple credential, and we put that under CSV to simulate more to the real case scenario in doing the performance testing. Hello everyone, in this episode I want to explain on how to run our performance testing, how to run our JMX file in Blazemeter. So why we need this Blazemeter? Using this Blazemeter, we actually don't have to worry on setting up server to run our performance testing. And if we use this, basically we are running our testing in the cloud, not in our local machine. And there are some other extra feature as well if we are using Blazemeter, and I will show you what is that. First, you need to register an account in blazemeter.com, and after you register, you can create the test. Okay, you can select the performance test and upload your JMX file here. I have created JMX file before, and this is my sample. This is my JMX file. When I test for example.com, you can upload this. Earlier, if you remember, I tested 10 user for 2 iteration. So in the load configuration, it actually capture from the file, which we can see also is 20, but you can override the parameter from here, the thread properties. So let's say even though in the file you have like 20 users, but you can override, and if you want to change to, let's say, 30 users, you can do that. And this is the RAM up duration, actually the total duration for your testing. So let's say I want to run it total in 5 minutes. Okay, the extra feature in BlazeMeter is actually this. Is one of the useful feature if we run in BlazeMeter, because we can have a RAM up steps. So without the RAM up steps, our RAM up will be straight, meaning we are the RAM up time here, let's say 3 minutes. Okay, the RAM up time is actually the duration when the user increase. So in 3 minutes we will reach from the first user until the 30th user, and then after 3 minutes, because we put the whole duration is 5 minutes, you can see the graph from the 3rd minute until the 5th minute, it is just waiting. It is because only after 3 minutes we can reach our 30 users. So from the first minute until the 3rd minute, it is RAM up, the user is increased until 30, and then the remaining 2 minutes is just waiting time. This one is without the step, but if we add the step, let's say we add 3 steps, so you can see the stair like this, meaning we are increasing the user incrementally as well. So 3 times. So we test 10 user first, and then it's also distribute evenly because we put the RAM up time as 3. So after 1 minute, it's adding another 10 user, and another 1 minute, and then adding another 10 user until we reach the total user 30. So you can play around. Let's say you modify the RAM up as 6, but we can't put 6 because you need to increase also the total duration here. Let's say the total duration is 10 minutes, and the RAM up time is 6. So we can see, because we put the step S3, RAM up step S3, we will see like 3 stair here, and the gap adding 10 user is 2 minutes. So you can see the total is 6 minutes for the RAM up. So 10 user on the first minute, and then waiting 2 minutes, and then adding another 10 user, wait another 10 minutes, and adding another 10 user. And from after 6 minutes, 7 minutes until 10 minutes is just waiting period. Yeah, so you can play around with this parameter. For this testing, I will just put duration 4 and then RAM up time 3. So we just wait for 1 minute. So this is the cool feature if we use BlazeMeter. You can also choose the location to test. So let's say I want to test from Singapore, and you can play around with some other advanced configuration, but for me this is enough. And then I will run the test and launch the server. I will send the test result only to me. It will take some time. I'll pause first the video and I'll get back to you.
A few moments later.
After the test completed, you can see this detail. You can see also the graph here. And you can go to the timeline report. And also you can find another graph here, and to see the response time, you can see the stair also according to our RAM up, because we have RAM up 3 steps earlier. You can see all the request stats. You can find this also in JMeter, actually, the average response and then minimum and so on, all the stats. Yeah, and some other details. You can check it out from Blazemeter. That's all on how to run the JMX file in Blazemeter. If this video is helpful for you, you can like this video and then also subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching. God bless you.